Good morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 151. We are right before a college football Saturday, an NFL Sunday. No 8 a.m. games. No. We get it at noon and 3 o'clock, which makes a great red zone. And then Mr. Tim Cook got his name back on the Tim's Best Bets. So we're going to hear what he's got for bets this weekend. You might want to tag along because he's doing pretty solid. So let's get it started.
Yeah. I was gonna do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Socks.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
And I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All
This
right.
is gonna be a long fucking day.
Welcome back to Cover 2 Cook. We are on episode 151. I'm here with Anthony and Tim, and yes, we have a very busy weekend, a full day of college football, a full day of Sunday,
Yes.
and a Monday, so let's go. Let's see, we have a good Saturday in front of us. Let's hear our first must-watch games. Tim, start me off. What's your first must-watch?
I mean, I think this game here is going to be a very interesting game. One team that really needs to win to stay in the playoffs, and the other team that's been playing pretty good all year. Texas A&M and LSU. I think the key for Texas A&M, the front line on both sides. I think Mike Elko has got the scheme for Garrett Nussmeier. They have got to get after him. If they can get after him, that'll make a big game part of it. On offense, move the ball effective, cut down on the penalties, and stall drive for LSU. This is a team that hasn't lived up to expectations all year long. Guess what? That night, Saturday night, you can get it done with Garrett Nussmeier on offense. Garrett Nussmeier, this is your time to shine, my man. Saturday night, this is your time, my friend. If you can't do it, the playoffs are done. If you lose tonight, Saturday night against Texas A&M, you're done. You're out. So the Aggies are, and one good thing I read a stat, the Aggies are 0-6 at Tiger Stadium since joining the SEC. So that is one good thing. And Brian Kelly, I think, what is he, 10-3, 10-4 on Saturday nights at home. On defense, get to Marcel Reed. I think on defense for LSU, you've got to make him speed up the process, speed up the game, make him one-dimensional. Don't make him sit in the pocket. Don't let him run. If not, then it'll probably be like numbers like Pavia was last week. Pavia just lit him up. I didn't know, but did you know that Garrett Nussmeier's been has a mid-abdominal strain, and he's been playing with that all year long? I didn't know that. I did look at some information up. I think with a win against the Aggies, I think Mr. Kelly sticks around for another year. I think this is a make or break game for him. I really do.
I'm with you on the fact of a night game at LSU is very, the atmosphere. I know I've talked about it in other stadiums, but that atmosphere is just none other. I'm favoring LSU on this one. Anthony?
Yeah, I see all that, right? But we got this flag behind me, and we need Texas A&M to win. Because if Texas A&M loses, now our losses just to start to look a little worse. You know what? Brian Kelly said he went to LSU to win championships. And that's why he had to leave Notre Dame. Well, Bubba, you're going to lose again on Saturday. Texas A&M, I think it's very surprising how they were not physical, Texas A&M, in their last game. That is their MO. That defense of LSU's is very, very, very loose. There's a lot of offense that can be played by Texas A&M. I think their defense steps up in this game. Garrett Nussmeier, just super disappointing year. Brian Kelly gets his third loss.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'll be excited for A&M. Like, I'm favoring them any other time, but, I mean, this atmosphere is just working against them in this case. So they'll have a –
I agree, too. I think this saves Brian Kelly's job for another year. I like LSU. I think at night, it just seems something about it at night that Brian Kelly just turns it on. And I think they as a Notre Dame fan, I don't want to see them lose, but I think it's just something about that team at night. It's just, I don't know. And I think they beat them.
And And I don't even know how I would say it's Brian Kelly per se. Like,
Yeah.
No, but
But-
I think it's the LSU. I agree. That's the LSU. This seems like at night that team, whoever they're playing, just plays just a notch better.
mhm, mhm.
Well, I mean, it's tough to win in the SEC every
Yeah.
week. So
Yep.
All right, Anthony. Well, what two teams do you have for our first must-watch?
well, I'm keeping it right in that SEC.
Mm.
Number 15 Missouri going on the road to number 10 Vanderbilt. College game day will be there. Missouri beat Vanderbilt last year in double overtime. Okay, I can tell you right now, I have a feeling that's how this game is going to go. Missouri's coming off beating Auburn in overtime last week, while Vanderbilt got that big W against LSU. Both teams like to score the ball, so be prepared for a high-scoring game. What does Missouri got to do to win this game? Stop Pavi, whatever the hell his name is. And then Vanderbilt on the other side, how does Missouri beat Vanderbilt? You got to stop Hardy. There's a running back for Missouri. He's actually the better player on their team, but that quarterback, you got to keep a spy on him as well. Bo, got it. I like that. B-A-U. Bo on that side. I like Missouri. Even though it's on the road, I like Missouri winning this game.
Yeah, this will be a tough one. Tim, let me hear your thoughts before I go.
Yeah, this is a rebound game for this is a game that not really a rebound game, but this is a game that could determine if Vanderbilt. I think if Vanderbilt wins this one, I mean, I don't know that you might see Vanderbilt. I'm going to go out on a limb. You might see Vanderbilt in the SEC championship. Would that be interesting? Texas A&M and Vanderbilt for the SEC championship?
Yeah.
Something to think about. I don't know. I doubt it happens because Alabama's still pretty good right now. 4 big wins. I mean, but I think this should be a good game. I will not pick the winner because that is part of my best bets.
Oh, you're not really helping me then, are you?
I sure not.
Well, then I'm going to stick to what I know. And Vanderbilt's going to be home. They're not going to be on the road, so I'm going Vandy.
And you know what? I'll say this real quick. I'm picking Mizzou, but this will be the last time I pick Mizzou going forward because this coach, it always feels like he gets that big game chance, and then they just shit the bed. Remember Brady Cook last year? He got hurt, went to the hospital, came back in the game or something like that. Crazy. Yeah, I'm picking Missouri because I do think their defense is going to keep them in this game. I don't think Pavia, whatever, is going to be able to do what he does. But you know what? He's surprised in a lot of games, so we'll see.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, what else do we got in the queue, Mr. Tim?
Ole Miss and Oklahoma. Ole Miss traveling to Norman. Huh?
You're going Ole Miss?
No. I'm starting my second game. Ole Miss and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The lane train chugs into Norman. Oh, baby. I think the key for Ole Miss, how does this kid Chambliss bounce back after a heartbreaking loss on the road in Athens against Georgia? Well, the good news is, they still have Chambliss under center, but they're going up against a very good Oklahoma defense. This Oklahoma defense is probably, top 10 in the nation? They are very good. John Mateer is getting healthier and healthier each week. He did play better against South Carolina in the win, but the star of the game was their defense. Their defense is going to keep them in this game. I'm going to go with Oklahoma because I like defense. I think Mateer, as the year goes on, is going to get better. And that hand's going to heal, but their defense is really good. I could see them on the road. Lane will just all over.
Yeah, I'm liking Oklahoma here. I'm just surprised that you're picking another Ole Miss game as a must-watch with how they've been to you all year.
I know. I didn't bet on them. I just picked them and went down that road.
Yeah, I will say I'm liking the way Oklahoma's looking right now. I'm gonna favor with you on there. Anthony, what do you think?
I was on the Oklahoma hype train early this year. And then the quarterback breaks his hand. I'm like, oh, they're done. So I'm like, they're still in it. They're still in it for the show. I will be honest. This is one of those games you got to win, right? Yeah. This is where you kind of separate yourself in this SEC. This does feel like a Lane Kiffin game where we're like, oh, that's like a lot of tricks in the bag, things like that coming up. Because you're going to have to do it against this defense. You're not going to be able to play them up front and try to win this game. I will say I think the quarterback's going to get sacked a lot. I like Oklahoma in this game.
Wow.
I think they'll bring the pressure. I just think there's way too much pressure from that defense. That you saw how Georgia did in the second half against Ole Miss. I feel like Oklahoma has got better, if not a better format to stop Ole Miss.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what else we got in the cooker. Anthony, what do you got in the oven?
Yeah, this is a late night game. Honestly, you just got to get used to like watching some of these games, but it's really the names they're going to talk about in this one. Houston versus Arizona State, okay? Arizona State's number 24. If you remember them, Cam Scattaboo and all that last year. A little disappointing this year. Arizona State is good at getting turnovers. They'll try to make plays on defense, getting the crowd into the game in this situation since they're home, or get the crowd out when they're on the road. Houston is very productive in the red zone. So what does that kind of bring into? If one team's getting turnovers and one team is definitely going to score when they get in the red zone, means any turnovers are going to blow this game either one way or the other, or no turnovers is going to be in Houston's favor. I think it's going to come down to which quarterback plays better. Arizona State, you've heard this name, Sam Leavitt, right? Last year in that whole situation, come off an amazing win against Texas Tech last week. Houston, this name might sound familiar. Connor Wingman, transfer from Texas A&M, who threw for 3 touchdowns last week against Arizona. I like Arizona State at home, but I will tell you right now, if I was a betting man, stay away from this game because I could just wake up Saturday morning or Sunday morning and be like, Houston won that game. Like, it just would not shock me.
Yeah, these are two teams we haven't talked about, so
We need to show some love. We need to show them. They're both one-loss teams.
Yeah, I don't have much, my own insight to say which one I favor here. So for me, it's a coin flip. Tim, what do you think?
I think Arizona's playing right about this is how they played last year. They got hot late October, early November, and they ran the table and then make it to playoffs. I don't know if they'll do that again this year because they don't have Cam Scattaboo. But Sam Leavitt, he's got a bad foot on him. Well, I tell you what, I watched one game last week. He ran in for a touchdown, and the announcer goes, "Don't look like a bad foot to me." And I kind of agree with him. I like Arizona State. I think that coach has got them playing at the right time, end of October, early November. They can get hot, and they can make the Big 12 championship. I like Arizona State.
And that is the problem. And I misspoke. Arizona State's got 2 losses. Houston's only got 1 loss. Okay, right. So this game actually does matter. That Big 12 conference, it kind of opens the door. Because that's how Arizona State ran the table last year, was because the conference isn't like the Big 10 or the SEC. I will say that when we get around that playoff time and we conference championships, we'll start talking about, Big 10 deserves 7 schools in there. And SEC deserves... Just get ready for it because we bitched about it all offseason, talking about how SEC and Big Ten want to be I think this year you're definitely seeing a level of difference in this college football.
I would agree. I would agree with that too. Well, just to put my input in there, I'm going to go against the grain here. Wow. I'm going Houston.
Hey, okay.
I'll root for the underdog.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. You wake up Sunday morning because this is a game you kind of forget about, and then you wake up, you're like, oh shit, I should have won. Yes, Houston won.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's what we got looking forward into Saturday. Now let's go over to Sunday. I finally get to sleep in on Sunday, so I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to see, at least an Octobox at noon. That will be exciting to see.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had less noon games, it feels like, but maybe that's just me. So I'm excited about that. So what is Anthony's first must-watch game in the NFL?
Okay, let's just start off right off the bat. You did not watch one 8:30 game, okay? Maybe a half of a 8:30 game. Wow. So let's not act like this is going to be a different Sunday for Lisa. My first game is Buffalo versus Carolina. Now, these are teams that if you were to start the year, this is going to be an easy win for Buffalo. Buffalo needs to show who they are. So let's talk about their wins. Their wins are against the Ravens. Lamar Jackson did play this game, okay? The Ravens are different now. They beat the Jets. Jets haven't won all year. They beat the Dolphins. What do they got? 1, 2 wins? And they beat the Saints. What do they got? 1 win, 2 wins? The Bills have not beaten anyone with any credibility. I don't know if Carolina's even really that credibility, but it helps when you got Rico Dow. Stop it. Hubbard's not it anymore. Carolina, run the ball with Rico Dow. Throw the ball with him. It doesn't matter. I know he's on my fantasy, but it's also the fact of you saw what happens when you split up those backs that way. It's great when you can do it in Detroit with those combos, but not this situation in Carolina. On the other side, James Cook needs to be included in this offense for the Bills. The Bills, it looked like in the last game they played, which they had a bye last week, the week before, they didn't know how to utilize their weapons. And that can't happen because I got an offensive coordinator fired. And that's what the offense coordinator, Brady, Joe Brady. Joe Brady got his job was because this offense struggled. We're getting into that kind of flow. I think the biggest person that's got to step on this game is Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman, they were supposed to be a huge step forward this year for the Buffalo Bills. This is a star wide receiver. This is a replacement of Stephon Diggs. And it just hasn't felt like that yet. We got a lot of football still left in this year. I think he makes the change around. He's going to be a dominant factor. Bryce Young is doubtful for this game, so Red Rocket is getting starting for Carolina Panthers. I'm taking 100% the Bills on this game. And I will tell you right now, I will stop betting on the Bills if they lose this game because they are not good then.
Yeah, I would totally back you on that. I'm also rooting for the Bills here. They got everything in their favor to win this.
Yep.
Definitely seeing the Red Rocket is going to be interesting to see how he performs.
I feel like the way you just said that was not proper, but yes, it'll be great to see. Great to see Andy Dalton. I don't know.
I think they call him the Rifleman, not the Red Rocket.
They Google it. They call him the Red Rocket as well.
Oh, yeah, I think you might be confused.
Well, Tim, what do you think about this game?
I'll tell you right now, if Buffalo loses after coming off a bye against a Carolina team that is not very good, and you got the Red Rifle, the Red Rocket, whatever you want to call them, and they lose this one, they're in big trouble because I'll tell you right now, I think New England can beat Cleveland this week, and now you fall even farther behind. So they've got to win. I think Buffalo wins. I don't know if they dominate them, but I think they win.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Okay, well, look, another game we're all aligned on. Well, Tim, take us into your first NFL must-watch.
Giants and Eagles, a rematch of 2 weeks ago when the Giants won 34-17 on Thursday night. Key for the Giants, can the rookie bounce back after the devastating loss last week where they had a 26-point lead, 18-point lead with 6 minutes to go? Can he bounce back? Also, Jackson Dart, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it's working. It's working, my man. Just keep doing it. Don't worry, you'll be fine. You're going to have some growing pains. For the Eagles, clean football like you have been all year. They've only had 3 turnovers all year. And that's not the least amount. Take a guess who has the least amount of turnovers this year.
The Rams.
No.
Think what?
KC, 1. They have 1 turnover the whole year.
Patrick Mahomes.
Get Saquon going. The running attack and get Smith and Brown going like he did last week against the Vikings.
Yep.
The Eagles are in first place with a win. And they can distance themselves from the Cowboys who have Denver this week. I like Philadelphia in a revenge game. I think they will take them. I think now after they played the Vikings, I think they're going to slowly move up the deal, up the standings. And I like the Eagles in a revenge game.
Okay.
All right. Anthony, give me your 2 cents before I chime in.
Yeah, so A.J. Brown sat out again today, and we're recording this on Thursday. So the second day after a cryptic tweet or whatever, I'll tell you right now, you better keep winning. Because if the Giants beat you on Sunday, that will cause so much stir because the Eagles don't lose to the Giants. They don't lose to them twice. I just think Jackson Dart and the Cam Scatterboo situation, this was that coming out party against the Eagles last time. That ain't happening again. That defensive coordinator for the Eagles will have them ready for it. I do think they'll give a competition, but Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Saquon, it's too good of a team to not win again. I like the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, I will say I feel like it's like not very often that you have them play back to like. Is there only like 1 week or 2 weeks in between here? Like that seems a little too soon than what I typically see. But I agree with you guys. I definitely think Philadelphia's got to prove themselves in this game, and I think Saquon's gonna step up more. I think he's gonna put his place in being like, yeah, this is the footprint that I have. Like, step into my shoes now.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I'm with the Eagles. Yes, Anthony?
And one last thing I'll say too is, yes, that was the coming back to, deal with the Giants and things like that. Also, it was a Thursday night game. This is a controlled environment, controlled situation. You play 16 or whatever kind of games like this on an average Sunday. So when that kind of brings it into a little bit of a factor too, that takes the edge that the Giants had on that Thursday night. I don't think they do it again.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, well, Anthony, do you have a must-watch, or is this just an interesting game for you?
This is a must-watch. It is kind of interesting at the same time. Green Bay Packers are going to Pittsburgh to face off Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers obviously facing off his old team from Green Bay, won 4 MVPs, won a Super Bowl there. Just highlight after highlight after highlight. Unfortunately, I wish this game was in Lambeau because it would be 10 times better. But Jordan Love gets to face against his mentor. They talked about the relationship of when Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, that was kind of turmoil. Aaron Rodgers supposedly handled the Jordan Love situation a little bit better. That's all hearsay. We'll get the documentary in about 10 years. Rodgers has had 14 touchdown passes through 6 games. He's on pace to break the Steelers' single-season touchdown of 34. Who said it?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, that's easy. Big Ben was that. Steelers will need to keep Rodgers upright because we saw Micah Parsons kind of get his feet wet and getting pretty good now with this Green Bay defense. And then finally for the Steelers, Jaylen Warren needs to be an option. Out of the backfield, out of running. It's the Gainwell week against the Vikings. Seems like everyone has a good weekend against the Vikings. That was that. No. Get it back to Jaylen Warren. Let him run the ball. He's a bowling ball back there. On the Green Bay side, you need to keep Love upright. You gave up 6 sacks in the last game. Cannot let that happen. Josh Jacobs needs to keep his streak going of scoring 2 touchdowns in the past 3 games. So let's make that 4. I'd love to have him on fantasy.
Okay. I also saw some interesting facts about this game, so that's why I wanted to ask you which way you're leaning towards, because I found an interesting fact that the Steelers and Packers will both be wearing all yellow helmets. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is the last time this happened was in 1954. I had to figure out how I was going to phrase that part. But yeah, they'll both be wearing yellow helmets. So that'll be hard to watch as a fan. I'll definitely have to be watching the jerseys.
Yeah.
But it should be a good matchup. I did have a trivia question for Tim because I already teased Anthony what this question was going to be. But Aaron Rodgers has beaten 31 of 32 teams. Him playing against the Packers here is his chance to be able to beat all 32 teams. Now, Tim, do you remember how many quarterbacks have previously beaten all 32 teams?
I got it wrong, so don't feel bad.
I'd say 3.
Oh, so close.
You want to try again?
4.
4.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, Lisa. Yeah.
Who it had to be Brady, Manning.
Drew Brees.
Oh, and then it would be
Brett
him.
Favre. No, Brett Favre.
Oh, Brett Favre. Oh, so he'd be 5. So he'd be 5.
He's the 5th. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers would be the 5th. So I thought that was a very interesting fact that I wanted to share. I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers here. Go get him, Aaron. Tim, how do you think this game's going to go?
Well, do they have the Bumblebee uniforms they're going to play? Maybe that's why they have the helmets the same.
Yeah, I don't know. She said
I hope not, because them are horrendous uniforms.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers comes back and beats his former team. I think he wants to stick it to him. I really do. And it's at Pittsburgh. If I'm not, I can see Pittsburgh winning. Rodgers is going to play out his ass to beat this team. Out of his ass.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Totally
well,
agree.
I didn't pick a team. I didn't pick one.
Oh, you did?
And there's a reason why I didn't pick it. Because I'm going Green Bay on this game.
Oh,
and the reason why is because I'm trying to get that free shit on Monday. And then as well, I think this is going to be something that gets held over Aaron Rodgers' head. He didn't beat the 32nd team. And I'll tell you right now, that would be priceless. I just want it so that on Sunday we can just wait, they play Sunday night. So Monday or Tuesday when we do the podcast, I could just get off on being like, Aaron Rodgers did not beat the 32nd team.
He's going to have to come back next year.
Yep. 2 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All righty, Tim. Well, do you have another team for us to look out for this weekend?
Yes, and I think this is it's going to pit between Denver and Dallas.
Ooh.
Tim Cook, Denver, against Bob Modrow and the Dallas Cowboys. He even named his son after Dallas. I don't know why. That's goofy as hell. For Denver, got to get off to a better start. I'm sorry, a fast start and get Dallas on their heels. If you let Dallas get the momentum, it could be a long game. You got to play 4 quarters. Hey, Denver, let's play 4 quarters this year. We ain't played it all year. Let's try that. Let's not play the 4th quarter. Let's play all 4 quarters. Huh? Hello, McFly. Come on. Run the ball. Run the damn ball. Get Gabe Dobson and R.J. Harvey involved early and open up for Bo Nix down the field. For Dallas, you got to protect Dak. You've got to, so that he can get the ball to CD and Pickens. Denver leads the NFL in sacks this year with 34. Cowboys have to run the ball. Javonte Williams, another revenge game, kind of like Aaron Rodgers. This is a revenge game for him. He ran for Denver last year. Denver's defense has only given up 93 yards on the ground this season. Cowboys defense will have to show up again this week. They did last year. Make sure your defense gets off the field on 3rd down and don't let Denver extend drives, Dallas. I got to pick Denver. I'm sorry. It's in Mile High. I got to pick Denver. They're on a roll. I like I said in our last podcast, they may be a team of destiny when you come back from 26 down, 26-8. They could be. I'm just throwing that out.
Mm-hmm. Put the money on it right there. Get your ticket.
You know what, Anthony? I almost betted on this game. I almost did.
Yeah.
And I thought, no. What is my pet peeve? What have I told you ever before?
Don't bet on the teams you like.
Exactly, because it could come back to bite you in the ass. I did not bet on this game this week.
Okay. All right, Anthony, what's your 2 cents on this?
Yeah, I think Denver's going to wish that they didn't have to face CD. Right? Why couldn't we have been in one of those games where CD was out? I get it. It's in Mile High. But the whole situation with Bo Nix and them just starting slow or whatever you want to call it, you can't do that against the Cowboys. And the Cowboys they're going to come. I think Dak Prescott right now is trying to give a race for the MVP. And I think he might even get up there if they could play the way they did against Washington. They were unstoppable. And let's also remember, they didn't even play 4 quarters because they didn't need to because they were beating Washington so bad. They were throwing that ball wherever they wanted in a stadium that Jerry Jones is an absolute idiot for not putting curtains on there for. I think if they can win those games, they can beat Denver. I think this is a tough loss for Denver. I think it comes down to maybe even a Aubrey 60-yard field goal to win because at Mile High you can kick them that far. I think Dallas wins this game.
Now, let's hold on a minute now. Let's think back to last episode where Tim was a very strong advocate that the Denver Broncos deserve to be top 5 in the power rankings. However, in CD I trust, so I am Cowboys.
That's good. And I'll tell you,
I think Surtain clamps down on CD. The one that scares me is Pickens. Pickens could go off, and they don't have an answer for Pickens. They got Riley Moss in the backfield. I'm not a big fan of Riley Moss. I think
if you go look at the numbers, Riley Moss is having a better year, but because he's not got the name, I could actually see them just saying we don't need to go one-on-ones because I get it, but the Cowboys have 2 weapons. So George Pickens is right there waiting for it, and then his CD shows up in the slot as well a lot. And if he's in the slot, Surtain ain't coming with him. So I would say this. I'll tell you right now, if Denver wins, I think they should be in the top 5. I think they should be in the top 5 if they win. I was hard against it, but I'll say they can go to the top 5 if they win.
Tim's been saying that for weeks.
Yeah.
What the? Come on,
I'm just
man.
planning on saying it. That's the thing. I think Cowboys win.
All right. Well, he's finally deserved to have his name back in this next segment.
Yes.
Let's see if he can hold on to this week. He's got to go 4-0 or 3-1. Anything less, and it's no name.
Yep.
Tim, what are your best bets?
First game, Missouri and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has won each of the last 10 games as home favorites, while Missouri has won 8 of its last 9 games against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a legit with a star QB, so I'm not surprised they're a home favorite. Vanderbilt is. These are 2 solid teams. overall, either team winning. Like you said before, you wouldn't be surprised if either team won on the Houston Arizona State game. I like Missouri. I liked your pick, buddy. I liked your pick. I like Missouri getting the 2.5 points on the road.
Yep.
BYU and Iowa State. BYU has covered the spread in each of the last 3 games as an underdog against non-AP ranked teams, while Iowa State has won each of the last 3 October games against top 15 AP ranked teams. Iowa State is getting the benefit of the doubt because it's at home and their defense sucks. BYU is a solid team. I like them. And it's tough in the trenches and can run the ball. I had Iowa State this year as my favorite to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
Stop sleeping on the Cougs. Give me BYU, and I'll take the 2.5 on the road.
Soaking all day.
Stop it.
First NFL game, Tampa Bay and New Orleans. The Bucs have covered the spread in each of the last 6 games, following a loss, while the Saints have failed to cover the spread in each of the last 4 as home underdogs. The Bucs are 5-2 for the year, but New Orleans has only 1 win. Yeah. I do think Tampa's injuries will finally catch up, but not this week. Give me Tampa, and I'll give you the 4.5. Miami and Atlanta. The Falcons have lost 3 of the last 4 Sunday games as favorites, but the home team has covered the spread in each of the last 4 Falcon games. Miami just got smoked by Cleveland and are a dumpster fire. And their rush defense is dead last in the NFL. Who's coming to town?
Yep.
Bijan Robinson. Atlanta plays better at home than on the road. The hook scares me. This is a 7.5 point spread.
Yeah.
This scares me. But I think Atlanta wins easy. There's a dumpster fire in Miami. So give me Atlanta, and I'll give you the 7.5.
I like it. I do. I think these are good ones. I will say the 7.5 is. Just
scares me.
A team that, like, we've been talking about Atlanta being inconsistent. It's like, I know what your potential is, and if you play that way, this game, that's an easy bet.
Right.
It's just, are they going to play that? Is Michael Penix going to be able to throw the ball?
Yeah. Sounds like to me he's going to play, so it ain't going to be the other guy.
Yeah, who is it? Who is the backup?
Who is that other guy? The one that used to play quarterback for the Vikings?
Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
That guy. That guy.
Yeah, honestly, I'd take him in Minnesota right now. So if he wants to come back to Minnesota, I'll take him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is episode 151. We talked about some must-watch games for Saturday and must-watch games on Sunday. Tim gives you his best bets for this weekend. So you got to take those. Do it at your own discretion, obviously. He comes off a good weekend. Let's keep it going. If you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all those as well. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Hey, it's getting cool temperatures. Make some chili. Sit and watch football. That's heaven. That is heaven, okay? Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.